Testing 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2. If you can hear us, everybody, let us know. That's in the wrong one right there. Test 1 2. Oh yeah. I didn't put your pictures in any order.
This is Beach Talk Radio.
Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all ships at sea. This is your captain speaking, Mean Gene. Mean Gene. The following will be a test of the ship's whistle, the sonar alarm, the cable alarm, and the atomic attack alarm.
Live from Pete's Timeout in the heart of Times Square. You're listening to Beach Talk Radio with Kim and Ed Ryan.
And good morning, everybody. Welcome to episode number 194. Episode 194 of Beach Talk Radio. We're coming to you live on Saturday, November the 27th at Peach Timeout in Times Square. And we'd like to thank all of our local supporting businesses, because without them, we'd be just a podcast without businesses that support our podcast. So thank you to them all, including Best Western, Fort Myers Tiki Tours, Nervous Nellies. By the way, I have a quick story to tell you about the Fort Myers Tiki Tours. Yeah. Mangaritas, Sanibel Carts, and I have a story to tell you about Mangaritas. State Insurance USA, Sun Palace Vacations, La Ola Restaurant, Tuckaway Cafe, Blue Ribbon Events, Beach Pottery, Shuckers, the Farmers Market at Beach Baptist, and of course, Pete's Timeout, our longest running sponsor here on the beach. Over 3.5 years now for this show. And, you know, I've been trying to peg where number 200, who's going to be on the show for number 200. But anyway, back to the Fort Myers Tiki Tours. I don't know if you saw the pictures of Councilman Jim Adderholt and his family went out on the Tiki Tours last weekend for some kind of birthday party. So they posted nice pictures from that.
Son's birthday.
Like he was 25 or something. So, and the wife is back, everybody. As you can see, she's back here with stories and pictures and all kinds of shenanigans from North Carolina somewhere. And we're going to be talking about that later in the show. But right now, we want to introduce to you Dr. Margaret Banyan from Oregon. Are you in Oregon right now?
I am in Oregon right now.
Yeah, it's Oregon.
It's Oregon.
Oregon.
Right?
It's Oregon. It's not origami.
You know what the most interesting thing about Oregon is? Oregon, they've got a football field that's blue, right?
I don't know about that. Do they?
Oh, I see. Well, that was a curveball I threw at you. Isn't it the University of Oregon that has a blue football field? That has nothing to do with why she's here. We didn't invite her on the show.
Even been there. Actually, I was talking last night with my mom, and that's one place we were thinking about coming this summer. Is it a good place to visit in the summer?
Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Lots of hills, lots of rivers, streams, waterfalls.
Lots of hiking.
Amazing. Hiking. Yes.
I apologize, Doc. It's Boise State, which is in Idaho.
Oh, yes.
Not Oregon. See? I'm not a big college football fan.
You're not a big
I got that completely wrong, and I apologize. You see, if it was Oregon, you'd have known that, right? Being that it's Boise State, It
Yeah.
made no sense to you. I get it. My mistake.
Oregon's green and yellow.
That's
No
right.
blue, as far as I know.
Isn't it the Oregon Ducks?
The
Is that
Oregon
name?
Ducks.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, see, I threw a curveball because I was wrong. See, when you ask a trick question and it's the
You should
wrong
know the
question, yeah,
answer.
you should know the answer. But the reason that Dr. Banyan is on is because she's doing, she's part of a survey for the Fort Myers Beach. You're probably wondering why somebody from Oregon is on the show, but
Oregon.
she's doing a survey for the Fort Myers Fire Department. So, first of all, tell us how you
Give us a little bit of
yeah,
your background and what you do, and then
Yeah.
lead into that.
Good morning, everybody. So I am actually a professor at Florida Gulf Coast University. So I have lots of roots in Fort Myers Beach, and I started there in 2003. So I've been around for a long time. So yes, I'm sitting in Oregon right now, and what I'm doing is I'm working with the fire department on their strategic plan. So their strategic plan is really just a way for them to set up the direction of the fire district in the next 3 to 5 years. So this is what are their priorities going to be? How do they engage the public in the next 3 to 5 years? And of interest to some people, how they do budgeting and some of the priorities that they set with their budget. So with that, I'm doing a survey and a big community meeting. So, and I can talk a little bit more about how to access those when we get to it.
Yes. So is the survey something that's going to be mailed out, or people are going to go online to get to it, or a bunch of different ways?
Yeah, good question. So they can go online. So what they do is they go to the Fort Myers Beach Fire District's website, and the link is right there. It's fmbfire.org. And so the link is right there. It takes you straight to the online survey. And so we're really trying to get as much input as we can from anybody, businesses, residents, visitors, just to see what the priorities for the district should be. And the same thing, that's where you would also access the community meeting. So the community meeting will be, I promise, not a long meeting, and just also remote, so that we're able to engage as many people across the country that have an interest in the beach.
So, Doc, is it okay if I call you Doc?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Why?
you can call me Margaret.
Okay.
Or whatever you like.
Why would the fire department want input on a strategic plan from the community when I'm guessing most people in the community don't know a lot about running a fire department? So can you explain why you want input?
So for what's interesting is the fire department was really the first government on Fort Myers Beach. So it existed before the town. And what's interesting about that, I think, is they've always been very involved with the community, very involved with the public, and it is funded by public tax dollars. So the property taxes fund the fire department. So it's really important that the community be able to drive some of the priorities. If there's anything that's different that the community is thinking of, the district really needs to know that, because that's how they are going to be making decisions. And they really go back to that strategic plan, and they go back to that survey all the time. When they're looking at what they should be budgeting for the next year, they're going back to the survey and to the community priorities to just double check to make sure they're really focused on what the community is interested in.
And is it true that Fort Myers Beach has the biggest fire chief in the United States? I mean, he's very tall, very tall.
He's very tall. Yes. I don't know if he's bigger than and taller than anyone else, but he is tall.
You don't have to answer that kind
I
of
can
question.
tell you he is the nicest. I mean,
Yes.
really, and the same can be said about his predecessor.
Yes.
I mean, two of the kindest, nicest, polite gentlemen that you would find. So
Absolutely.
I mean, that's one
and
thing.
quite a pleasure quite
Yeah.
a pleasure to work with. Really, I mean, I don't always work with everyone, but they're
What do you
just
mean by that?
fantastic.
What do you mean by
I
that?
get to choose.
I see. I
Yes.
see. Well, yeah.
Yes.
So what is the temperature in Oregon right now?
Oh, I don't think you want to know that.
It's got to be cold. I
It's
mean, we're
not
wearing
bad.
sweatshirts. It's 59 here.
30s, 60s.
No, it's about 45.
I
Okay.
see. That's
Not too bad.
chilly.
Not too bad.
So,
Let me just ask.
okay,
so
go ahead.
You've done this for other fire districts in the past. What are some things that are on a strategic plan so that people can be thinking about things that they want to weigh in on?
Yeah, good. So really there's sort of 5 different things that I focus on. One is how does it get financed? How does it get money? How does it save money? How does it spend money? And then the other thing is what kind of services they provide. So are they going to be doing primarily medical, primarily emergency fires? And then the other is how do they work with their employees? Because employees really tend to be kind of the greatest asset of any organization, right? And so how do they work with the community? Sort of what does the community want to see? Do they want to see kind of ongoing reports of calls like we were talking about? Do they want to see more public engagement? And then the last thing I really focus on is how is the organization managed? So what does the community expect of the Fire Commission? So that's really the big areas that I focus on. And so you'll see things like what's the current number of calls that they run? How fast do they get to those calls? Those sorts of things. And then the priorities may be something about how to manage around the services. So those end up being a lot of the things that you'll see in a strategic plan.
And for those that don't know, the fire district on Fort Myers Beach is its own taxing district. It's not run by the town council. It's not part of the town council. Of course, they work together with the town council. The fire department comes in and kind of updates the town council and the mayor on what's going on with the fire department. But it's its own. It has its own board. They're elected. They have to run for office, and then the residents are taxed for that district. As far as you know, is that typically how things are done with fire departments?
Florida is very much many fire districts are in Florida. So the city of Fort Myers, of course, has a fire department, but lots of the other areas in Florida are run through a fire district that has an independent elected commission. So yeah, it's pretty common. I think now in Lee County, there's probably 17, maybe 18 now different fire districts. So, and all independent. And it's interesting. Fort Myers Beach was one of the first ones.
And it's not just putting out fires that they do. It's also EMT and ambulance stuff as well, correct?
Right. Yeah. Fort Myers Beach Fire is one of the few that run their own ambulance service. So Lehigh and Fort Myers Beach run their own ambulance. Everyone else is run by Lee counties. So yeah, there's a lot of services that Fort Myers Beach Fire provides that may not always be obvious. You're right. Unless you need the service, it doesn't always become apparent. So yeah.
Now,
I think it's hard for the community, or maybe not, I don't know, to kind of grasp how busy they are, because, I mean, when it's going on, you hear it, but it's not like you're keeping a tally of all the times that they may get called out for something that they're not, alarms blaring, but they're doing stuff in the community and helping folks out that might not be a serious emergency, but they're still going out on a lot of calls. And I think, that would be good to look at, because I think it would be like, wow, look, they really do a lot, and they are very busy.
They do really. There's probably 25 different kinds of calls they go out on. Things that, you're right, we don't even think about. So if there's a hazardous waste and they're responding to hazardous waste, They're also responding to if there's a vehicle accident, and they're responding if there's a fire. And they're also doing inspections. So they're out there inspecting for health and safety of some of the restaurants. They'll do inspections for the short-term rentals to make sure they're safe for fire. And the other interesting thing that they're doing is they're doing home visits. So when someone's released from the hospital, they're helping make sure that their home is safe, so they don't have to trip and fall or go back to the hospital again. So it's really a broad survey of things that they're working on. So
one of the I know what I wanted to ask you. What's going to
Prepare yourself. This happens often.
I wanted to ask you what's going to happen with the survey results once you guys gather it all together, and when is the deadline for people to get their information in? And obviously you want this to come to an end with all the information you can get.
So the survey will be due December 3rd, which is upcoming about a week from now at midnight. And so again, the community meeting is this coming Tuesday on the 30th. So what we'll do is we're doing a lot of data collection right now. And what we'll be looking at is where the main feedback from the community. And then that will feed into the strategic plan in terms of what people want and what they need. So, and then through that process, the Fire Commission and the chief will be setting their priorities for action. So all of the input gets fed directly into what are the priorities for the fire district. So they take it pretty seriously in terms of the input that the community's giving them.
You mentioned the meeting Tuesday. Just what time is that meeting? And just throw again where people can access that.
Great. Yes, it's 5:30. And it will be remote, so they can access it if they go to fmbfire.org. And so folks will register for the meeting, and it'll be a remote Zoom meeting. They're actually surprisingly fun.
Fun? I've never been to a fun Zoom meeting. Will you be here or there, or?
I will be in Oregon, and I will be running the meeting remotely.
Okay. Will the chief be part of the call?
No, he really wants to have people say whatever they want. So that's the kind of the neat thing about this administration is they really want good, honest feedback, and so they don't want to be in the meeting because they want to be sure that people feel free to
say
whatever they want.
What are you hoping to get out of this? What do you like if you had three things you wanted to give to the fire district or the fire department after this? What are you looking for?
Lots of public input, as much as absolutely possible, from businesses, nonprofits, citizens, residents, and so that's one thing. Lots of public input. The other thing I would really hope to get out of it is some opportunities that they can take advantage of for working with others. So any collaboration efforts that they can engage with other organizations. And then the last thing I would think is really good, clear next steps for the chief. Coming in new, I know he's really looking forward to having a fantastic administration. And so those are the big three.
Go ahead.
So I was wondering, the meeting and the survey, is that just going out to residents and taxpayers, or are businesses whose owners may not live here also able to participate and give feedback?
Yes. Yep. So we have options for people to show whether they're a business or whether they're a short-term visitor, right? All of those people really matter to as well as residents, right? Residents are the primary focus, but businesses have a really important interest in the fire district. And so the survey asks for participation from everybody and the meetings. So everyone is welcome, and we really value a lot of that input from everybody.
So I think the biggest problem that you're going to see from the survey is the traffic. Like, how do you get the fire trucks or the ambulance from one spot to the next spot, especially if it's during season and they have to drive down to Estero Boulevard coming this way from the firehouse? So, I mean, you're going to fix that, Doc? I mean, what are you going to do about that? You going to do some kind of flyover or maybe buy a helicopter for the chief or?
Well, that's the great thing about strategic planning is that I don't have to fix it. I just have to say, yeah, it should be fixed.
Yeah. All right.
Well, there's some other things that's interesting. You know, the whole there's an effort, it sounds like, for a water taxi, and some of the access through water is something that we haven't really considered a whole lot before. So
I have to be honest with you. I don't understand why there isn't a water taxi coming from the other side of the bridge or from the free parking lot or from over by docks. It just seems like when the busiest time, it makes somebody could make some decent money at a water taxi. You make some fun out of it. You know, maybe have my wife come over, sing a song while you're getting from one side of the water to the other. I mean, you could just you entertain people.
Maybe you could do a jig.
A jig?
Yeah.
I don't think so. No, I mean, the water taxi thing makes sense. So will you guys also be talking about whether or not the fire department should have more equipment in the water? Is that what you want to find out too?
That is certainly something that I've heard come up. Yes. Yeah. And I've looked at some of the survey results. There are people that have commented that there might need to be some water resources.
Yeah.
So that's something we're asking people. Do they think there's value in it?
Now, do you take rides in the ambulances or on the fire truck to get a real feel for what's going on down here? Do they put one of those the hats safety helmets on and get you out there? And
fortunately, not regularly.
Okay. Well, yeah, you don't want to be in the back of an ambulance too often. Have you ever been in the back of an ambulance? Like, have you had to call 911? Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. I was lucky enough to be working around fire districts for a long time, almost ever since I came to Florida in 2003. So yes, lots of different experiences with the fire districts.
Did you have any other questions? Or are you good?
No,
all right. Did we miss anything, Doc, or do you want to make sure anything was out there? The meeting is going to be on Tuesday at 5:30, and people can go to the Fort Myers Beach Fire Department website and capture all the Zoom information. And I'm imagining you're going to be recording that, and you're going to take the information from the people that give you public input during the Zoom meeting, in addition to the survey.
Yes.
That information.
And that will all be all of that strategic plan. When we're done, should be up on the fire district's website so people can see the results of their good work.
And how long will it take you to compile all the information and present it? Are you going to present it to the fire district in a meeting, a public meeting?
I will. We'll present it to the fire commission in January.
Got it.
And so I should be done in a couple months with the whole thing.
Who's your favorite fire commissioner on the Fort Myers Beach Fire Commission?
Oh, very difficult.
What?
I could not choose.
You don't like one more than the other? Or no?
I could not choose.
Could you choose?
They're all fantastic. Are you kidding?
Yes, of course they are. If you were to pick somebody, I'd have been surprised. She likes to do that. She likes to pick favorites.
I do not. That is not true.
What were you going to say?
So no, I was just going to say. So you summer, you do breaks in Oregon, or you're there and teach remotely?
It's a bit of half and half.
Okay.
So our program has always been a remote program.
Oh, okay.
So I have lots of flexibility to stay here or be there. So it's not very consistent how I arrange that schedule.
That's awesome. So you could be anywhere as long as you had access to service. You could be on the top of a mountain. You could be fly fishing in a stream.
Are you getting off the topic here?
No, I want that job. I want a job like that.
You're not a doctor.
Great.
She's a doctor. How many years of college did you have to go to become a doctor?
Oh, boy. Well, that was a lot.
Yeah. You still paying off those bills?
No, got them paid off.
Very nice.
Boy, I paid those off. I paid those babies off.
Yeah. Now, a doctor of what? I mean, I should have researched, but that's usually her job. She does the research. A doctor of?
Okay, it's a mouthful. Are we ready?
Yes.
Yep.
So it's public administration and policy.
Wow. That sounds political. Like, are you going to run for office or something like that?
No. I just
No.
study the people that do.
All righty.
Don't want to
So
run
we will
for
see you
office,
Tuesday
not
at
me.
5:30 on
5:30.
the Zoom. And we look forward to seeing your report in January. And we hope you had a nice Thanksgiving and you have a great holiday season.
Great. Thank you for making strategic planning as fun as possible.
Yeah. Well, I try to make things as fun as possible. She's not so much fun, but sometimes it's a work in progress, But
Well,
thank you.
There is some fun involved.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can only have so much fun with the fire department.
It is a serious topic,
Right.
but yes, you want to make it accessible for everybody.
Right.
Right. Yes. Very
Thank
good.
you, Doc. You
Well
have a great
said.
holiday.
Thank you. You too.
All right.
Thanks for having me on.
We'll see you on Tuesday at 5:30. That's Dr. Margaret Banyan, public information degree and some other fancy schmancy stuff. Just super smart. That's all you need to know about it. So you're going to go on the Fort Myers Beach. What's with all the noise over there? What's going on? What are you guys making?
They're making like slushy drinks.
They're making, yeah, okay. So the Fort Myers Beach Fire Department is doing a survey. If you didn't know that, and you're a resident of Fort Myers Beach,
Or
do you need to be a resident? No,
that's
she said you can do you could do it from
they,
all over
they
the
want
world.
everyone.
Why would they want input from outside Fort Myers Beach? It's like
Well, they want. I mean,
it's
I
like
don't
people
think
doing
they,
a podcast that don't live on the beach. Just sometimes, there
No,
needs
but I
to
think
be.
they want input from people who visit or
I
have
see.
short-term rentals.
Well, yeah, I
or
think the people that
businesses,
visit, yeah,
because they all, I mean,
but not
everybody
just
has,
Joe Schmo who lives in Iowa.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't kick them out, but
So I do want to mention what Michelle typed on there, but what is your prediction for Ohio State, Michigan today?
you mean you want me to do numbers?
Who's going to win? It's a football game
I
between
know,
two
but
football
I mean, do you want me
teams.
to pick
It's
two
like-
scores?
It's like the biggest rivalry in college football. And from what they say, here's the
I think
thing.
Ohio State's going to win
Okay, why?
because they have a really good defense.
You have no idea. You've never watched an Ohio State football game. You
I
have
have
no
watched
idea
it,
what you're talking
And I have
about.
multiple T-shirts.
Mean Gene was an Ohio State fan.
Yep.
That's the only reason you know anything about Ohio State, not for any other reason. But and they have a blue field too, according to Lance. No, they don't have a blue field, you guys. I don't know who gave me that misinformation at the beginning about the blue field in Oregon. It's clearly Boise State. So my understanding is that Harbaugh, you know who Harbaugh is?
Yeah, Jim Harbaugh. Didn't he used to be a quarterback, and now he's probably a coach?
He's a coach. I don't know if it's Jim or John or Jane, but he's the coach of Michigan State. Is it Michigan or Michigan State? Who's Michigan or Michigan State today? Who's Michigan, not Michigan State? I get them confused. You see, they're both 10-1. Ohio State is 10-1, and Michigan is it Michigan or Michigan State? I've already forgotten. Michigan is 10-1. And if Michigan loses to Ohio State today, they're going to fire the coach. That's what I heard. Is that true? That they're going to fire the coach? He's 10-1 because the only reason a coach gets hired at Michigan is to beat Ohio State. The only reason, right, Angela? Am I right? That's the only reason you have a coach. Yeah, how many millions is he making? 10, 15 million dollars. He can't beat Ohio State. But Ohio State's a much better team, as you know, dear.
Told you.
So that game is coming up at 12 o'clock today. So it is the Buckeyes, yes. But I don't know why you did that. People could still hear that. You put your fingers over. So what is going to be the final score of today's game?
I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think it's going to be
I'm writing this down. 41, everybody. Write this down.
41
Take this to the bank.
to 37.
40. I don't know how you score 37 points in a football game, but let me try and figure that. Seven. That's 35. That's 35 and a safety. That's 5 touchdowns, and somehow there's going to be a safety in a football game.
Or maybe there's a couple of field goals in there.
Or missed extra points, and somehow you get
maybe
41.
It gets tipped, and somebody from the other team runs it in.
35 and 7 is 42. How do you get 41?
I just hope there's a flea flicker because that's my favorite.
Do you know
play.
what a flea flicker is?
Yeah, that's when they throw the ball and then he throws
throw
it
the
to
ball?
somebody else.
What the hell did you just say?
No, when they
hike the ball.
hike the ball.
Yeah.
And then the quarterback takes it and he flicks it over to somebody else. It's got to go backwards. It can't be forwards.
in the end, it goes. If
Yeah.
you go forward, if you go backward, you're not really
You got to throw the
accomplishing
ball
anything,
backwards.
right?
You can't throw it forward. That's
You
flea
make it sound
flicker.
like you don't know anything about football.
I don't.
mean, come on.
But I
you
do
know a
like
lot
the
about
flea.
football.
I know the flea flicker.
You
when I
you
see it.
have no idea what a flea flicker is, except for you like to say the words flea flicker. That's the only thing. So I'm gonna let you take. We're gonna give away tickets first, everybody. Now you can stay there if you want, or you can get out there, whatever you want to do. Where do you want to sit or stand?
Every time you say, when it's time for you to read the
Let's
ad,
let's
you
see how the
gotta go
camera
out there.
looks out there. Go ahead.
Well, I can't get them.
I'll help you out with that. There you go. All right, everybody. We've got lots of pictures to show from Kim's vacation. Lance, by the way, Lance says stick with podcasting. It's right here. I told you where it was. Stand by. I'm going to turn the camera around.
It's shooting at my stomach.
What stomach? There you go. Back
All
up
right.
a little. Back up a little. This is a total work in progress. There you go.
All right, everybody.
Nice.
You know it. Fort Myers Tiki Tours. Take a relaxing 90-minute tour through the bay around Fort Myers. Intercoastal Hawaiian style tiki tour.
I've done it before. They're fun.
Did you hear that? She's done it before and they're fun. And we have too. And we had a great time. We went out for Father's Day or something to celebrate you. Maybe your birthday. Maybe it was a team building thing. These folks over here are probably going to go out on a tiki tour. You can reach them at 239-887-0042. That's 239-887-0042. They supply the captain. They have all the safety gear. They have a cooler with ice. All you have to do is bring your drink, bring your food, whatever you want. Bring your music. You can, jam out to whatever you like. I know what you're going to be playing. I am so much taller. All right. So FortMyersTikiTours.com or 239-887-0042 over at Salty Sam's. And I will say that a friend of mine called me while I was out in North Carolina and asked about airboat tours in Fort Myers, and I was like, nah, it's got to be in that's in the Everglades.
They asked you about airboat tours. What do you mean?
You can do the Fort Myers Tiki Tours, and she gave them a call, and I know she's heading out soon.
Look at that. They've been one
So
of
there you
the
go.
longest sponsors that we've
We
had.
love them. We
and
love
we
all
appreciate,
our sponsors, but
we
they have been in
appreciate
for a
them.
while.
Supporting us. And right now, what we're going to do before we get to the pictures, folks, the story about her getting the pictures to me so that we can show you the pictures is worth more than watching the pictures.
It's kind of like the football story.
So let's give away these tickets right now, because last week, once again, I forgot. And by the way, so much stuff happened while you were away. We did a show at
You were
the
super
Best
busy.
Western. We did a show at the Beach and Brews where they raised $17,000. Megan Allers is like
Wow.
the master organizer. She's calm. She was calm, cool, and collected. It would look like it was going to rain. It was cloudy, but she can
always
organize.
has
Yeah.
an amazing presence
Yeah.
of calm and still and got it together.
Yeah. So, and then let's see. Then there was the Man Caves thing with the Ben Allen band that we went to and I went to, and ran into some people there. And then there was And there was something else that happened. And then Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving alone is something that I don't really want to do many
you
years.
would have had, I'm sure many people would have invited you over.
Yeah, I'm a loner,
but
though.
you never accept any invitations.
I don't like to be out in the public and
You
around other
came
people.
down here. You could have come down here and hung
I did.
out, but you
Washed
came
some
at
glasses.
like 6 a.m. It was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
So did I say the Best Western wrong? I was at the Best Western, right? I mean, John's commenting that I said something. I said something. Did I say I said Best Western, right? It's the Best Western. I'm having some kind of epileptic fit right now in my brain. All right, everybody, it's time for movie trivia. Your chance to win 2 tickets to see a movie of your choice down at the Beach Theater. It's the only theater on the beach, which is how it got the name Beach Theater.
And they have not only movies, but you can get drinks and food there.
And you can watch movies there too. So what we're going to do right now, for the first person that correctly answers this question, we're going to give you 2 tickets to the Beach Theater. The Beach Theater presents House of Gucci this week, starring Lady Gaga. Did you know that Lady Gaga is in a movie?
Nope.
I had no idea that. She's a singer, by the way, dear.
Thank
The
you.
House of Gucci is now owned by the husband of what other star in the film? I wish we had that Jeopardy music to play in the
The
background.
House of Gucci is now owned
By the husband of what
the
other star
husband.
in the film? So the first person
So
to
it's you're not naming
Google,
the,
please,
you're not naming the husband. You're naming the wife.
actor. And don't Google it. Don't be a cheater. Nobody likes a cheater. Pete Rose isn't in the Hall of Fame because he's a cheater. So if you know
Yeah,
the
it's
answer,
it's the
Jared
wife and
Jared
the-
Leto. I don't know who
No,
Jared
it's the
Leto
wife.
is.
It's the wife. It's a female.
See, that's what happens when you drink early in the day. You don't listen to the announcer on the podcast. Let me say it again, Mikey, so you
Well-
understand the question. I did
Yeah.
say the question the right way.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's a female. It's a wife.
It's House of Gucci opened up this week at the Beach Theater, which is the theater where you watch movies on the beach, this beach. It is now owned by the husband, Mike, the husband. Yeah,
Don't be
husband.
gender. This is where you're getting into trouble.
Am I offending a gender by saying
No, no,
husband?
no,
Am I not
but-
allowed to say husband anymore? Is that on the cancel
Oh my
list?
God.
Well, I mean, in the olden days, the husband
So-
would have been a man, right?
It's
Nowadays,
the other actor
could have
in the
different
movie.
meanings.
The other actor.
The husband
actress.
of what other star in the film?
Boy, you're messing this all
Michelle,
up.
I do want to go back to what Michelle was saying while we wait for the
Okay.
answer.
We're never getting an answer because you butchered the question.
I know, but you guys know how it is. You just have to figure it out. So Michelle says that
Just look at the movie.
That might be interesting to mention that Fort Myers Beach's fire taxing jurisdiction exceeds that of the town of Fort Myers Beach. And I think what she means by that is you pay more taxes on the beach for the fire department than you do for the town, if I'm getting that correct.
I don't know. Read it again.
Yeah,
You,
the
you
Fort
don't even have-
Myers-
I can't even see
I'll put it
it.
right up there. Might be interesting to mention Fort Myers Beach's fires. I can't even say it correctly.
Taxing jurisdiction
Exceeds the town
that.
exceeds that of the town. I think
Oh.
that when you get your tax bill,
Okay.
the fire department's taxes are higher. I mean, than the
Yeah,
town.
I think
So
we've heard that before.
Yeah.
Someone else asked how many stations there were, and I
stations like
Yeah,
radio stations.
no,
Oh,
fire stations, and I think there's 3 that are included. I
3?
think there's 2.
There's one on the other side of
at
the
beach,
bridge.
and I think there's 2 here, right?
I don't know if there's 2 here. I think
don't-
there's
I
one
think
here. There's one down, halfway down, right? Not so much halfway down, like by
I
Red
don't know.
Coconut.
For some reason, I had 3 are in the, but I could be wrong.
And then they're building the new fire station, which is going to be the state of the art fire station where the Tops building is. You know, they didn't carve out the logo to the Fort Myers Beach Fire Department like they did to another thing that you missed. They carved out the Margaritaville logos around the
saw
construction
that.
site. So that was interesting. What do you just want to read
Can
the
we
comments?
start over?
You just want to read the comments. So the
So,
answer,
You need to look at the
on,
movie
people.
House of Gucci
Get
and
your shit
see what
together out
actors are
there.
in there. And it's not Lady Gaga.
Google
it's the
it.
other female actor in it.
I see. Michelle needs to come on the show so she can straighten me out. The town is a sterile island only. Fire district goes up to Pine Ridge.
That's what I was.
Oh, I
that's what I
see.
thought
Yeah,
she
yeah,
meant.
yeah.
Like it extends beyond the
Which
boundaries.
that's a
of the
strange
town.
thing, wife. When you think about the
That's why I
voting,
think that one over there counts.
when you think about the voting on Fort Myers Beach,
Right.
you can't vote if you
Right.
live on the other side of the
Right.
bridge on Main Street. You
Right.
can't vote
Right.
on Fort Myers
Right.
Beach.
Well,
But the fire department can go and save
Yeah.
you if something's happening.
yeah.
I mean, why shouldn't the people that are right over the bridge be able to vote? I mean, they're
I
needed.
guess because they're not
It's
within
kind of
the
still the beach.
boundaries of the town.
They
And
should
so they
make-
don't get services. They don't get services from the town.
Okay, that's a good point. I guess they should also they should extend the voting to the Walmart. That's what I think.
Are you
should be
going to
able to vote.
redistrict it now?
No, we're not doing the whole redistricting thing. So we're still waiting for the answer. But anyway,
Somebody
end of that.
Google the movie.
folks, before I
And
forget,
find the
before we show the
actress in it.
pictures, I know you don't want to listen to us go back and forth with our meaningless chatter, but next weekend you want to be here at Pete's Timeout because it's like the 32nd annual 33rd.
John, put it in the
party.
box what it actually is.
This
'cause
place
he's not gonna get
starts
it right.
out crazy and it ends up crazy, and people sit at the table with their what are those things? Those tickets.
Yeah.
Because we do nonstop raffles, one right after another, all kinds of Budweiser prizes, all kinds of T-shirts that are given away. I remember Terry got her bicycle stolen a couple of years ago, and Budweiser had do you still have the Budweiser bike? Budweiser had a bike that they gave away, and everybody agreed that it would be a good idea for Terry to get the bike. Yep. So she has a bike. I don't know if they're giving away a bike this year. They might be. But they have tons and tons of great prizes, not just T-shirts. It's not 1,000 T-shirts. There are a lot of T-shirts for sure, and everybody wants T-shirts. And I think John does new T-shirts every year. He changes the John and Debbie. I don't want to leave Debbie out. How dare I do that? They change the years on the shirts, and they create new shirts, which makes them collector's items.
There it is.
And
32nd annual 31st anniversary.
Yeah. And so that starts at noon, I think. John will correct me if I'm wrong. I think it goes from noon to 3. But if you're going to come at noon, forget about it. You're not going to have a place to sit.
Nope.
It gets crazy here. And so that's to start the day. Now, one of the things in the middle of the day is the Ding Darling beer. They're presenting. Ding Darling is presenting a beer that they created.
That's right.
That's coming up on the 4th. And then, of course, it's the boat parade. December 4th is the boat parade, and we are going to have the boat parade live for you a lot closer than last year. Now, don't get me wrong. Nervous Nellies was great to us last year. They gave us a great spot
for lots of people. There was tons.
It was
of
packed.
People.
They do a great job of viewing the parade. But for our camera, it was just a tad too far away for you folks.
We don't have a Zoom camera.
Right, for you folks to be able to see the boats. But we've got what happened?
My ear is ringing super loud.
Wow.
Tinnitus.
But your hair looks lovely. What did you do to your hair?
Yes.
Salma Hayek, Lana, very nice. Congratulations. Big hand from our artificial audience. Lana, the crowd at Peach Timeout is going berserk for you right now. And you win the tickets. So make sure that you contact us after the show. What was I saying? Oh, I was saying something about your hair. Forget about your hair. The boat parade on December 4th is next week. And so we're going to be a lot closer to the boat parade than we were last year. So tune in for the boat parade next week. And then, of course, New Year's Eve, we're going to be broadcasting live next door so you can see the fireworks at midnight.
Mm-hmm.
Do they do the fireworks at midnight or at dark on New Year's Eve?
I think
It's a
bring
midnight
in
thing?
the New Year's Eve. Yes.
That's going to require a very long nap.
I mean,
for
4th of July is when it gets dark, but New Year's
see.
Eve,
I
the
get them
point is
confused.
like it's New Year's Eve. So,
And then don't forget, folks, there's so much stuff going on. December the 10th is the Women's Club Tree Festival down there. So, I mean, just get
chock
ready.
full.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
We went so long with nothing. Now it's exhausting. You were really busy while I was gone.
Yeah, well, before we get to the pictures, I know the tease is driving people crazy.
Yeah,
here.
I don't think people really care, but what? Oh, why? You have to go to the bathroom? So Beach Pottery. And they had some action going on down by their place. Apparently, I guess while I was gone, there was quite a big crash that occurred down there, right on that corner. That place is getting a lot of accidents go on around there. People need to slow down and be careful and pay attention. So Beach Pottery, 17980 San Carlos Boulevard. It's on the right as you're heading down. You can't miss it. Don't look to the left. Everybody is crashing. So they have pots, they have planters of every size from $5 to $500+ indoors, outdoors. They're imported, yes, from Vietnam, and Ed likes to make a big deal about that. Let's see, they have over an acre of pots. They also have furniture. They have amazing outdoor furniture, which Jim Adderholt and his wife Brenda purchased. They said was amazing. They also have lots of artwork out back, and they have pots there. You can get them personalized. They have very decorated. I'm going to get the name wrong, so I'm going to apologize, but it's very decorated pots there. They come in all shapes, all sizes, all colors. They have some hand carved wooden structures like pelicans and manatees. They also have added a key lime pie, and let's see, a 9-inch original traditional key lime pie. They have chocolate dipped bars. They have pie slices. If you don't want a whole pie because you're watching your waistline, you can just still get a slice of it. And they have pie in a cup. Now, I made pumpkin pie in a cup recently, and that was pretty good too. But I imagine key lime pie in a cup is even better. So let's see. They have, oh yeah, the furniture is guaranteed outside. It will last for 20 years. You may not need it for 20 years, but it will last for 20 years. It comes in a bunch of different colors. It is really pretty. They have beachy home decor. They have jewelry. They have gifts and clothing. They have a coffee and wine bar now with their bites that we talked about and their pastries, which will be coming soon. I bet this is old news. But really, folks, stop by down there. When you go past it, it looks it looks small in the front, and then you go through. They have a nice little cottage thing where they have all their stuff hanging up, their artwork, and then you go through the backyard, and it's expansive. It's just huge, and you can go for miles and miles back there. Not really miles, but you know. Oh, please. You always go on and on and on. I did not focus so much on the Vietnam thing. I just said it once, maybe twice. Glad to have you back.
Sorry, there was a line.
Bladder
There's a line.
has not been fixed.
My what has not been fixed?
Your bladder problem.
So I did want to, before we get to the pictures, I did want to tease next week's show. Next week we have, my microphone sounds funny. Next week we have, we were talking about in the newsletter, if you don't have the newsletter, you should sign up for the newsletter. It comes out Tuesday and Friday when there's not a holiday like there was. $53 million worth of bed tax revenue, a record a fiscal year for Lee County. We're going to have somebody on from Lee County next week to talk about all of that and how much goes to Fort Myers Beach and how much Fort Myers Beach brings in and all that fun stuff. So that'll be next Saturday. And right now, let's show off some of your pictures here. All right.
Let's do it.
We're going to go through these pictures. Now, go ahead and tell everybody where you went.
So flew up from here. Nice flight right up to Charlotte. It was like an hour and 45 minutes. Flew American. They did a great, we usually fly Delta, but American had a great rate and it was a great flight. Very quick, got into Charlotte, rented a car, and then drove over to Asheville. Now we decided to go the back way a little bit. So we went up through Hickory and we stopped there and I had some of the best pizza that I've had. They put Gouda cheese on the pizza. So it had a very smoky flavor. It was really good. It had mushrooms and roasted red peppers. So that was good. And then we drove on the Blue Ridge Parkway and it was amazing. Even though the leaves were, it was not peak season, but there was still color on the leaves and it was still amazing views. And we kind of popped off there and did a couple of hikes. And Friday was a very, very long day.
All right, here we go. What do we see here?
Okay, so this is Catawba Falls, which is outside of Asheville. Well worth the couple mile hike up and back. And amazing waterfalls that you can get out. Oh, okay. So now we're moving right along. This is in the Smoky Mountains. Most people will recognize this. You don't know what it is.
It looks like the Space Needle. Did you go to Seattle behind my back? It's the Space Needle. It's in the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. It's Clingman's Dome. Clingman's Dome. Clingman.
And that's the highest point on the Appalachian Trail.
Was that named after the guy from The Odd Couple?
No.
Alex Klingman?
No.
All
so
right.
that was. And that's on top of Clingman's Dome. So you can look out over into the Smokies.
It actually makes it look like you're hiking there. So that's kind of
No. You're standing at the top there and the trees smelled amazing.
Again, your hair looks lovely.
I had some older gentlemen come up to me in the parking lot of the Food Lion and say, "Wow, you have great hair."
That seems odd.
No, it's
Don't
great.
you think that was strange?
The whole y'all, and there was so many nice people there. Lots of breweries, lots of coffee places. That is on our way. That was off the Blue Ridge Parkway at one of the pullovers. There are multiple pullovers. That was starting to be when the sun was getting ready to set.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to what do we have here?
So this was one of the breweries, the Whistle Hop. And you had to stand outside. I will say, folks, I was glad to get home because it was chilly. Other than one day we were there, it was chilly. At one point when I went hiking, 3 pairs of pants, 3 shirts, and a puffy jacket. So This is, I believe, this is on the top of Lookout Mountain. So we climbed up. That was a rough uphill. That was strenuous.
How many
Up,
miles did you
had to
guys walk?
Well, you're going up. So
Mhm.
it's this, that's the problem. That's Catawba Falls again.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll know that. You can read it right there.
I can't read it. It's too
That
far
was
away.
one of my bucket list things to do, was get on the Appalachian Trail. So that was
Ah.
in the Smoky Mountains. We got on it. We walked on it for a mile, a little over a mile. It was so cool. It was beautiful through there. Very peaceful.
Let's check in with our comments to see if anybody is commenting
Gives
on
a
your
crap.
pictures. John Lalo says the Piggly Wiggly
Oh.
customers would have been more impressed with your teeth. I don't know what that means. What is Piggly Wiggly? Is
Piggly
that some
Wiggly
kind
is a
of
grocery store. It's a grocery store in Georgia.
I see. I've never been to a Piggly Wiggly. Why would anyone name their
I have a picture
store
of the
Piggly Wiggly? You do?
Yeah.
From
yeah.
your trip.
No. There wasn't any. No, when I went to Tennessee.
Not enough people use Gouda. Oh, so they're see, everybody is now, they're not paying attention to your pictures. They're all hooked up on the Gouda cheese.
I'm convinced that the Gouda cheese was really.
What is
really
it?
good.
What does the Gouda cheese taste like?
It's got a smoky flavor to it.
Mhm.
So it was good. Are you going to pull up any more pictures?
Oh,
There's
I
a
see.
fun,
We're gonna.
There's a picture of me in front of Woolworths, and there's a funny story about that. But
What is
no.
the way? See, they're all having. They're not even paying
Thank you,
attention, dear. They're all
Debbie.
having. What did Debbie say? Did she say something nice?
She
Great
said great.
pictures. Okay.
So there was a Woolworths in downtown.
Oh, I did see
Asheville.
that. Where is that
Asheville.
one?
And no,
Oh wait, what's that? Those are some long legs right there. Who owns those legs?
Rattlesnake Mountain Summit.
Did you ever go? Did you ever feel like you were in danger while you guys were hiking? Did you go too high, or did you get
One
too close to
time
an edge?
there was a little sketchy edge. Yep,
Just one time.
just one time. Okay, so that's at Mount Mitchell when we first got there. That's well, you can read it right there. That was probably the coldest.
6,684 feet. I could do that in a
That it
couple
was
hours.
30 degrees up there. We were freezing.
I thought heat rises. No, not
No.
in Oregon.
No.
Okay, so
I will say when we
where's
first,
the Woolworths?
I don't know, it's in there somewhere. When we got
Oh, here it
there,
is.
oh, there it is. So all right, you see me.
You couldn't wait till the car for the car to go
There's
by.
another one. I don't think you got it in there. I didn't put it in there. But the guy in the black vehicle there,
Yeah.
he, prior to this picture, he had been confronted by a homeless guy who was trying to give him directions.
Really?
And so as I was walking across in the crosswalk, he was standing in front of the guy's car. There was a car in front of him. I'm trying to wedge between the two of them.
So wait a
they're
second. Back
both-
up. Back. You're telling the story too quickly. There's a homeless guy in North Carolina
Yeah,
that was
in
giving
Asheville.
directions
Well,
to somebody.
I think he was giving the guy crap about how he was driving. And so
Well, how did you?
I was just focused on getting across the
Yeah, but
street.
how
to
did
get
you
my
come to the
picture.
conclusion that he was giving directions to? Oh, you were you're being sarcastic.
Yeah.
He was telling
Giving
him
him
to
how
flip.
drive.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
All right.
So I was walking in the crosswalk trying to pay attention to what I was doing. And as I entered the scene, the guy in the black, I mean, he was trying to get the guy out of the way, but he was literally a quarter of an inch from taking this guy out at the knees. And now I'm in there in the middle of it. But, they worked it out. and they
I
moved
think
on.
that if somebody opened a Woolworth store now, it would be
It was so cool.
I think
they still had
yesterday
the
is-
counter. They still had the counter
where you could eat.
and the little red, the red vinyl seats that you could sit on.
I think
the
people
little
would love
stools.
that. It's like the Mel's
It
Diner
wasn't though.
effect.
It was like they just had that in there for show.
Oh,
they
so-
weren't serving.
So
stuff that
it
I
was a
could see.
Woolworth sign, but it was a Walmart
Well, it was
behind it.
No, it was like a gift shop in there.
I see. I think
There was one homeless person. I did tell you this, or seemed to be homeless. Had a sign up that said she was.
it was a homeless female.
Yeah, she said.
Oh, this is a good one, everybody.
please,
Yeah, this is a good one.
I need money for drugs, and I was like,
There you go.
Well, there you
Hey,
go.
just lay it right out
Just
there.
laying it
Why
right out
try
there.
and hide anything? If you know you're going to use the money that's donated to you for drugs, then you might as well just put it on a sign.
There
were
was
people
points
giving her
for-
money? Did you give
I
her
didn't
money?
No, we walked by. There's like a little park there, and
Now-
they were fine. No one was.
Let's
Whatever.
let's talk a little politics now, because one of the things that you would notice the difference if you went to North Carolina compared to Florida is the mask difference. They are in love with their masks.
I don't
and
know,
it
'cause
totally petrified our daughter, who is
Didn't petrify her. It irritated her
because people are in their cars with the windows up with masks on. People are outside
Side,
with
yep.
masks on.
on the trails. Yep.
How I want to know what
they
happened to
did-
our
they- the-
society.
The
where-
county had a mandate there. So
Okay, but I want to know what happened compliant with the masks thing.
I don't
Like if
know.
you're outside,
I don't want to go back to this.
If
Like
you're
we're so
outside
past the mask
with
debate.
the beautiful cold weather coming in and the wind blowing and the wind blowing in your hair, your beautiful hair. Why are you wearing a mask outside? Do
I
you
don't know.
just go up to somebody and ask
don't
them? Did Jillian just go up to somebody and say, why? Why are you wearing a mask? Were they
No.
wearing them on the mountains?
Somewhere, yeah.
Why, if you're hiking on the mountains, why would you be wearing a mask?
I mean, it did keep a
What
little
is the
bit of
science?
the warmth in there.
What is the
so
science to that?
I don't know. I'm not gonna. So, anyways, when we got there, I did not take insurance out on the vehicle because you know you
Why?
have your own insurance, and we rented this place that was beautiful. It was the whole bottom of a house,
Oh, here comes
but
the
it was
story.
out. It was outside of Asheville. It was up a one-way narrow road, and I missed the turn to go to the house. So it's at dark, pitch dark. I will say they have international dark skies there because it is pitch dark.
What does that mean?
It's very dark.
What does
there.
international dark
It's
skies
a whole
mean?
thing. You don't know. You're dumb. You don't know. So went up on like this, like a 60-degree incline, and I decided I have to back up and turn around. Unfortunately, it's in a vehicle I'm not used to, so I couldn't really see, and I went off the road a little bit, kind of got the passenger side rear wheel hung up, but because I was, I'm from up north, I put the emergency brake on. I put it in park, put the emergency brake on, revved the engine, dropped it into drive, pulled up the emergency brake, and we popped it right back over.
Sounded fascinating. I wish I was there. What was the story about that you guys thought somebody was breaking into the house?
No. There was some noise that went on outside of the house, and the people upstairs had gone for vacation, and there was somebody yelling. But when you're in the woods in the country, it's like being on a lake, and the sound just carries. Listen, Lance, I never get to tell a story. So,
Oh, you're telling them today.
So that sound just carries. I think there was an animal loose that somebody was yelling at to get in, but we were a little nervous. And then all of a sudden something set off the motion lights. And so then that did it for us. And I had to get a big butcher knife and kind of skulk around like a crazy person. We did not see we missed the bears. The owner of the house said they had bears the week before in the garbage that they just go out and shoo away, but we missed those. We did not miss the turkeys. There was a lot of turkeys there.
The Farmers Market at Beach Baptist, everybody. It happens every Wednesday and Friday, and it's going on now until May the 27th at 130 Connecticut Street. And here are some of the vendors you're going to be able to see at the Farmers Market, including Daily Delicacies. It's a French food truck with croissants, French bread, quiche, key lime pie, and take-home meals. Love muffins. I always have to put this up there when I say that because everybody likes a picture of love muffins. Because, when you say love muffins, you're not really thinking of those muffins. You're thinking of something different. Because you people out there that watch this show are complete perverts. So knock it off. Love muffins. Water Gems. Water Gems is jewelry specializing in gemstones and real pearl bracelets. I love pearl bracelets. I have quite a few of my own that I keep in my safe at home because I don't want anyone stealing my pearl bracelets. Of course, they have Hemp Joy. Have you ever had Hemp Joy?
Nope.
They have Calusa Hemp, king of all guacamoles. These are all vendors that you can see
Squeezers.
when you go to the Farmers Market, which is at our favorite church on the beach, Beach Baptist, and that is located at 130 Connecticut Street. By the way,
amazing coffee.
yeah, the coffee is spectacular.
And you can
And
buy some and take it home and have it every day.
sometimes when you buy coffee, and you're testing it out, the first thing you need to do is you have to go right to the restroom and dispose of it. And that's not what this coffee is like when you go and get it from the Beach Baptist, because, you know, it comes from special places, and you want coffee from special places. You don't want coffee from places that you don't know where it comes from, because then you have to, you know, it hurts coming out. And so the folks at the Beach Baptist, it's all for the mission of the Beach Baptist Church, which is, it's doubly cool when you're buying coffee and you're staying awake and you're not having to go right to the bathroom, and it's going to a good cause. And the farmers market is not only at Beach Baptist, everybody, it is also at where? Santini Plaza, good guess. And they also,
Well, it's also at Gulf Coast.
that's right, they just started it at Gulf Coast. So if any of you crackpots ever decide that you want to get off the beach for a change, and I know it's like going to another planet when you people leave this beach. It's like, take me back to the beach. I need to get back to the beach. I'm going to melt. You remember that when that happened? It was like these people that we wanted to take to a concert at the stadium out there, they were all freaked out. Oh my God, I'm away from the beach for 3 hours. What's going to happen down there? I need to be in the middle of all the action. Something's going to happen and I'm not going to hear about it. So take me back to the beach.
I don't think anyone appreciates that characterization.
That's what happened, though. You know, it's what happened. And so they watched the concert, and they halfway through they ran back home, and so if you're
That was
ever
so long ago.
if you're, I know it's scarred me for life. These poor people that came to our house, and then all of a sudden they're standing outside of the side of their house, and we smell marijuana. It's like, what the hell, marijuana? Who's smoking marijuana at the side of our house? Nobody's. I don't smoke
And
marijuana.
it's time to go.
And now I smell marijuana. What's that funny smell? And
It's 10:05.
so anyway, the farmers market is taking place not only at the Beach Baptist, but at Santini Plaza. And if you crackpots ever want to leave the beach, it's also taking place at Gulf Coast. Now, we do have one other thing that we want to tell you about, because we have to.
Who is Lance?
Lance he's a stalker. He's a crazy dude. AC Ducey is coming up at what's the name of that? Salty Sam's. This is the second concert in a series of many concerts for the Fort Myers Beach Arts. And AC Ducey, for those of you that are out there that don't know rock music, is a tribute band to AC/DC. Did you know that?
That's really not a stretch. I think everybody knows that.
And that's December the 9th. Now, what you're going to get is a box. You can buy a box of seats. You can buy a box that sits like 10 people in a box. And so you can keep all the creepers away from you. If there's people that are there that you don't like, and people that might have the mask on and they look goofy because they have a mask on and it's outside, then you can sit in your own box and make fun of them and say, you know, there's the people in the box to the left with the masks on. They look silly, but they bought the tickets, so they're allowed to sit there with the mask on.
Talk about never shutting up.
And then you're going to hear all these great AC/DC songs, and or you can buy one. You can actually buy 1 or 2 tickets, and then you can try and squeeze into a friend's box or something like that. And so don't know, what are you doing? You can't end the broadcast. What's wrong with you? I'm reading an ad. It's called Rockin' the Bay. It's the winter concert series. You know, that's a stretch. Winter in Fort Myers is a stretch. I mean, today, what a bunch of sissies. And I know you can't say that anymore, but what a bunch of sissies. Like, these people didn't want to sit outside because it was
Zapata!
55 degrees. And so they had to come inside and sit down with the heater on. They had the heater on this morning. And I know what you're thinking out there. I'm a sissy too, because I have a sweatshirt on. It's 70 degrees now. But anyway, you can buy packets of 10 by going to FortMyersBeachArts.org, and you can check out all the bands that are playing from now until the end of time. Every single month they have a different band, and it's AC Ducey. They started it off with our friends Nightbird, and they do a spectacular
It's going to be a
job.
Bruno Mars one, I think.
That's right, Bruno Mars, and they have like the 70s
Don't they have
Motown.
Boston or Journey?
Boston or Journey? I don't know if they have Boston or Journey.
You don't get it.
Well, you had a lovely vacation, and I
Yes.
was home all alone, and alone and depressed and by myself.
The fact that you felt like a week was too long is crazy.
Yeah.
Because do you know how long it takes to do that trail from Georgia to Maine, to do the Appalachian Trail,
No.
to walk it through? It takes 6 months. So if I decide to do that,
Yeah.
you're going to have to get along for 6 months.
I might have to call in the backup wife for that.
6 months.
Yeah. That's a long time. I
That's a
don't
long time.
see, I don't really feel like hiking is exercise. That's my
That's
thing
because you
about
haven't
it.
done it.
The walking is not really exercise.
It's not
walking is what
walking.
old people do
You're
when they
walking
can't run.
uphill and you've got 30 pounds on your back.
What's 30 pounds worth? What did you have that
A
was 30
small
pounds?
child.
You didn't, but why were you carrying 30 pounds
No,
on
no,
your
no.
back?
I'm saying when you do the long trail, you have to
I
carry
see.
all your food and your
I just
tent
think
and your
that
backpack.
If you're not breaking things and climbing over and running fast
Well, that's
and
because you don't
getting
expand.
injured, yeah.
You
I
get
just don't
injured
think
out
it's,
there. There's snakes, there's bears, there's giardia. If you drink bad water, there's all sorts of things.
You know,
There's,
I think
there
I
can
heard
be murderous hillbillies.
I
you don't
think I
know.
figured out why my foot is broke. Like why I think I
Ooh,
figured
hurry up.
out
It's-
why my foot is in a pain. I think I bought sneakers that are too narrow. Like my foot has never hurt as much as it hurts like now, like the last few weeks. It really hurts a lot. And I haven't really been doing anything strenuous.
That
I
was a
haven't
good one, Lance.
been on the bike or anything like that. I haven't run, but my foot feels like it's broken, like I have a fractured foot.
You might have a stress fracture in it.
I think it's from the sneakers being too tight and
Well, why did you order narrow sneakers?
because it had a cool design on it.
I know, but I'm sure they came in a regular width.
No, it didn't.
It-
You know, and what the
Did
hell
you get them on
happened?
sale?
No, I don't buy sneakers on sale. That's like going to the dollar store to buy sneakers. No, I don't understand why sneakers have to cost $130. Why do they have to cost $100? Like, why are sneakers so expensive? It doesn't say Michael Jordan on my sneakers or Kyrie Irving or anything like that. Why? What are you doing? Why? Okay. All right, folks, I think this might be time for us to say goodbye. And we want to thank everybody. See, we could do a show without guests sometimes. It's probably not as entertaining to people as if we have guests and you can ask them how much money they make. But it was entertaining nonetheless. And it was so exciting to hear about your vacation. I just hope we can go home and do
There's
more.
so
even
many
more
more
of that.
stories.
And pictures and videos. I can't wait to go home and see them all.
Yep.
Because that's going to be fun.
Hey, I can go back.
All right, everybody. We'll be back 1 week from now at the party, and I'll be the MC, which you know that'll mean it's going to
What
be
party?
wicked entertainment. John's
Oh,
39th, 40th birthday party that he's holding here at Pete's Timeout. We'll see you next week, everybody. Remember to subscribe to the newsletter, and we're working on the radio station. So get on our Facebook page and tell us what your favorite beach songs are. Got something in the works there. Bye-bye.